Customization is the key as we go forward to the new era of customer relationship management. That's why, as you look for a contact center, it's key to understand there's really one out there. You've got to be hopeful and optimistic, and if you work with Epic Connections, you'll find the one contact center that has all the capabilities, not extraneous, but all the capabilities that match your precise needs. That's why I'm visiting with Kent Stormberg over here at Epic Connections. Kent, how do you help companies that are struggling with customer engagement and numbers and volume, sales is down, whatever? How do you help them find just the right contact center? There's 4,000 of them around the world. Tell us how Epic Connections can help make the match.
And even beyond the 4,000 call centers around the world, we work with over 100 call centers in our network. Now, obviously, not all 100 call centers are going to be right for your specific program. So what we do is we identify what your requirements, needs, SLAs, what your training requirements are, what your business hours are, all those kinds of things. And we identify a pocket of our network that allows us to select 4 or 5 options that make sense for you, the client, and your program based on your requirement.
Now, Kent, how do you sift through? You find the pocket, maybe there's 6 or 8 or 10 that could be considered. At the second level of evaluation, what are you looking for there? What are some of the examples of culture and fit and technology, the matchup there? Give me some details.
Yeah, we feel that culture is huge, and you have to be able to work with this call center. You have to be able to mesh personality-wise with the account manager that's assigned to your account, the operational VP who's running the call center, and your staff of people that are taking your calls. So that's very, very important. And in customer experience, bottom line is the key. So if you're getting the customer experience that you're looking for as a client with this call center, then that's going to be the right fit. I mean, there's technology involved. There's training of the agents, the proper training. There's a number of different areas and variables.
Yeah, and training, people approach training differently. Not everybody does training exactly the same way because we're learning more and more about learning and how people, some are kinesthetic learners, some can sit in a classroom. And so teaching these front agents is a more challenging task than a lot of people really understand.
Absolutely, and some clients, they want us to train in their facilities. Other clients want WebEx. Some clients want you to, wherever your call center is, that's where the training takes place. So there's a number of different ways of conducting training, and as you mentioned, classroom is one of those.
Sure. Now, I mentioned this new era that we're all aware of, and we're kind of moving into a more mobile future. Everybody's on the go. They're making purchase decisions while they're in the car or walking down the street. It's a very interesting time, and so contact centers have to adapt. Now, how do you help somebody who engages Epic Connections? They say, hey, you know, we got social media out there, chat and so on. Kind of help us find some contact centers, if possible, that can utilize the new modalities, shall we say, the new media to help us retain customers. And what do you do under those circumstances?
We sit back and listen to the client. We try to understand better what their requirements are, what their SLAs are, different things like that. We understand that they're looking for specific technologies, certain type of IVR, their platform. Do they want to control it, or do they want the call center to control the technology? There's a lot of variables in that regard.
There is no clear-cut solution to all of this. In some cases, the customers share. They'll have the social media stuff watched by their marketing department in-house, but they'll have the chat and the text taken care of by the contact center agents, or vice versa. I mean, it's a complete a tossed salad of solutions at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, many clients are going to lead with, hey, we want to make sure we have chat, we want to make sure we have a certain technology for IVR, or they'll lead with, we like to control all the technology because we want to stay up on it and we don't want to depend on the call center to do that.
Right.
So there's many various different variables.
Now, a final trend, I know we're in a global industry, and obviously some cost savings are huge as you get around the world and you take a look at some of the less developed countries, but what's the trend in that regard? Does anybody ever say, hey, I'm looking for somebody that's offshore, or I'm looking for somebody that's back here in the States? Do they ever talk to you along those lines? lines?
Well, a couple of things are happening in that area. Obviously, repatriation, bringing the call center back to onshore. But we're also seeing a trend towards nearshore. A lot of the nearshore call centers are not only very, very cost effective, but their English, their language skills, if it goes beyond English, French, Spanish, is excellent. So we're finding more and more nearshore and bringing offshore back to onshore as very viable solutions.
Okay. Well, Kent Stormberg with Epic Connections, it's a fast-changing, turbulent world that we live in insofar as customer acquisition and customer retention. Your contact center is a key factor for success. You've got to have the right one. That's why you need to speak with Kent Stormberg at Epic Connections. He's in touch with your alternatives, your options. There is a perfect match. Call Kent today.